Ladies and gents, welcome to the Pro League qualifier for the summer quarter here in Europe. My name is Ton. I am here with Toby. Toby, some exciting action coming up. We're going to finally decide our last team for the summer quarter. The spring quarter was a doozy, has to be said. So looking forward to seeing who the number 4 team is coming in. How are you doing tonight, though, my little Welshman? Are you feeling good, mate?
I'm good. I'm good as ever. I've been looking forward to this. I'm not sure if you managed to catch some of the action yesterday, Chris. Of course, Fru was casting some of it, but I managed to catch in on the end a little bit, and it was some very close games, some entertaining stuff, and I'm sure today's going to be no exception to that.
It's no surprise, considering what we've seen in the major a few weeks ago, that it was relatively close. You know, some of these amateur teams were really pushing themselves up there, and of course there has been a couple of team changes in and around these teams as well, whilst they try and get themselves the best chance to make it. But as mentioned, it was actually yesterday the majority of the tournament that did go on. Let's have a look at the bracket to see how things unfolded. Now, we had a couple of teams that we discussed on Changing Gears that we were really excited to look at. 3x Rowdy and Team Sick were the two that really were on our lips for the most part. Those two guys met each other immediately in the winners bracket. Team Sick coming away as winners in that one of 2-1 though. But then since then, 3x Rowdy have just been on a collision course with this losers final. Eventually, they are going to play the Academy, who did actually go on to lose against Team Sick. But looking at Team Sick's games here, Toby, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. It's not been a clean sweep for them by any stretch of the imagination. They really have grinded their way to that grand final already.
No, and you'd expect it to be that way, right? If there was any team that was going to be flawless all the way to the grand final, I think everyone would have predicted 3x Rowdy, right? Based on their performance in the European Major, and judging from their scrim time and whatnot, even Jack Reaction called them out as perhaps the best up-and-comer team in Europe for that European Major. And that's a surprising result, right? Team Sick beat 3x Rowdy by 1 map there on the very first round, which was, I think, a big shock for the whole region, it's safe to say. Of course, 3x Rowdy, the favourites, about to claw their way all the way back through the losers bracket now for their game against Academy.
Yeah, and just to let you guys know as well, of course, that losers bracket final will be the first game we do see. It will be a best out of 3, but Team Sick, due to the fact that they did go through into that grand final without losing, will have a 1 map advantage, the same as we did in the EU Online Major. So could have a cracker there when we do get there, of course. But first and foremost, let's talk about Academy. Let's talk about 3x Rowdy. They're the two teams we are going to see first. 3x Rowdy, as said, unanimously with all three of us, me, you, and Fru, on Changing Gears, we thought they would be the team to make it through. But Team Sick, a late entry into the tournament, of course, comprised of a few former Pro League players, looking very, very good for it, I said, in the grand final. But let's talk about 3x Rowdy and Academy, as said. 3x Rowdy, obviously they had to make a change because of the age limitations. Ricardo couldn't be in this squad. TJ comes in instead. Obviously somebody who's been in that Pro League for a long time. Do you think his experience is going to help this team out? Because TJ, on his day as well, is a phenomenal slayer.
Yeah, I think perhaps experience could come into it. You know, they've not been in the Pro League. We have, of course, Warrior Guns as well, previous member of Obey. They've worked together at some point, those two on the same roster. They both have Pro League experience, and I think that's definitely going to help them today with regards to pressure and whatnot. I mean, TJ, he'll be under a lot of pressure, of course, to get himself as an individual back into the Pro League as well. But then you have Vision, you have Nestix, you have Astrals, all these incredible shotgunners who have been teaming together for a very long time now, an extremely long period of time. They have lots of experience together, and as such, this team together, Team TJ, another very extremely good shotgun player, you know, a first spawner, a fast player. It could be exactly what this team needs, and really does fit stylistically with the other players on the roster.
But looking at the other side of things for Academy as well, there's not many players on there that don't have plenty of experience. Breaker and Saki in there alongside Bruisem too. Political coming in as a little bit of an unknown with Slaps in there as well. But again, it's very much guys who have been in the Pro League, they've been at the top level.
Yeah, in total we have 3 Obey players, right? Or just past Obey players, Warrior Guns former a while back as well. And so it's kind of like all the Obey players have spread out amongst these top amateur teams, as all the top amateur teams have tried to secure the best players they possibly can to get themselves with the best chance of getting into the Pro League. Of course, Saki and Breaker, they joined Academy Reunited. The 3 players remaining, Bruisem, Political, and Slaps, they're still here, right? And it's kind of just a little bit of a swap for that roster. Kind of more the same with the 3 Academy roster players forming the core of that roster, and you'd hope that Breaker and Saki can really elevate their game now and give them the leg up in this tournament today.
Hopefully they do. Now, I'm interested because obviously they will know each other's game. You know, when we're talking about these former World players, they should know what each of them are doing technically to a certain degree, you would think, at least anyway. I mean, looking at these two, it is going to be a hard one to separate, but let's have a look at the picks and bans. Maybe that will give us a bit of a better indication to see how this one's going to go. But of course, these rosters have been changed up, so it's difficult to really put too much stock into former win percentages, so to speak. But District gone, Bunker gone, no surprises there. Academy then picked Training Ground, something we've seen quite a lot in comparison to Pro League in the EU Major, of course. Asylum then coming in for 3 times Rowdy, Icebound Exhibit gone, Basgar picked pretty much my Academy between that and Exhibit. Don't mind them so much. Very, like, you know, open maps for Training Ground and Basgar. Asylum, a little bit more close quarters about those initials. Interested to see how this one goes, though, Toby, but anything really glaring out at you here?
Not massively so. Of course, we have to mention Vasgar, the last map, if we do need it. I think we might actually need it, given the two teams, how well they've been playing, by the way, Chris. But yeah, we haven't seen much of Vasgar. I don't think we casted it once in the European Major. I'm not sure. Every team was kind of banning that out.
Maybe once. Maybe
once at most, for sure. So it's interesting to see that actually get through. It's a little bit of a change, basically. Asylum, 3x Rowdy, it makes total sense, right? They've been so dominant on this map in past times. They've upset a lot of teams. They love the aggression through the home street, and I'm curious to see how they play out on that one. Training Grounds, I think it's more of the same. Academy Reunited have played very well on that map. We've casted over them in the European Major where they caused a bit of an upset on that map, I believe, at some point. And so it really goes to show that they're just sticking to their usual no-nonsense picks as such, and banning out the enemy team's strongest maps.
Yeah, pretty much no-nonsense, as you said. Nothing really to note of on here. Very standard map pick. Training Grounds, though, I thought we've seen it more at the EU Major than we had done previously in the Pro League, at least anyway. So interested to see if these teams make any adaptations on that one. We've seen a lot of bridge control being fought over, so let's see how that one goes. But we are nearly ready to get into this one. As said, there is a lot on the line for all these teams, though. Only 3 remain. It's a big price, you know, getting into that Pro League. Not only does it, well, it would have secured you a rite of passage to a major event, but who the hell knows when they're going to be happening again. But, you know, it's still important to be in there. You know, you're playing week in, week out against these best teams. It surely would make your team better as time goes on being in the Pro League, Toby.
It's the primary goal for a lot of these amateur teams is to get into the Pro League, right? And with how dominant the top teams in the form of EU's finest, of course, Elevate now. They were amazing in the European Major. All the European teams will be looking to them after their amazing performance in the European Major, and just thinking, hey, can we possibly get up there and challenge them? We'd love to play against them. And for Academy Reunited, 3x Rowdy, these are 2 teams that have performed very well in the European Online Major themselves, and they'll be gunning for a spot here. Full steam ahead, of course, the Obey players trying to get back into the Pro League themselves.
Yeah, and I think that's it, isn't it? The fact that Obey didn't get a chance to jump into this one due to the fact that they decided to just completely split up, and they've been sort of just scattered across the rest of Europe, haven't they? They're in a different team, and they'll be wanting to get in with another team to have another stab at it. I think a lot of these Obey or former Obey members will be looking at their own personal selves and saying, right, I want to prove I deserve to be in the Pro League. Different faces around them, but is that going to make the difference results-wise? We'll only find out if they do make it. Training Grounds is what's coming first. Asylum second. Basgar, if we do indeed need it. And based on what's been going on in the bracket so far, you would expect we do a lot of close games between Academy, 3 times Rowdy, and of course Team Sick, who are waiting in the grand finals. Either one of these teams will go on to play them. I'm going to stick with my guns with what I said and changing gears. I'm going to stick with 3 times Rowdy. Let's see if they can repeat what they were doing in the Pro League, in the online major, as we get into it. The Pro League qualifier, the summer quarter. It's your last chance to do it, boys.
You have to bank on 3x Rowdy. I'm the exact same, Chris. They're definitely the favourites coming into this one. And I really do fancy them to kick things off in style here, as we see Slaps. Had an amazing 2v2 European Major himself, by the way, the other night. Me and Fru had the pleasure of casting over him and bruise him. Of course, still the same team, and they've done very well here to start off Training Grounds.
They have indeed. Get that initial as we now push over towards this side. Now we are having a couple of issues, but we will get them sorted out in terms of sound, etc. But we can see now Bruisem and Cut have made this push over towards C. They are trying to lock this one down as well, but bridge control does belong to Academy right now. And that's what they want. Can't see the points on the board right now as well, but I presume it's Academy leading, Toby.
Yeah, you'd assume so, right? And I love this return back to safety on their side. Bruisem getting all the way out as he knows his teammates are coming back to reinforce on the opposite side. 3x Rowdy, of course, sending a lot of numbers to get back control of up top as things do slow down quite a bit there. You see one player just in God's spot, in fact. I believe that is Breaker just hanging out there. Or rather Slaps, actually. So you can see Academy, they have control of the B hill right now. They're just going to be slowing things down and setting up. Bruisem even coming all the way back to his home tower to make sure no one can really cross through the middle too easily.
Bruisem trying to put shots down where he can. Lancer coming in will get a couple of people weak. The fight's actually going to be one towards B here now. And 3x Rowdy are going to get pushed off it as Academy get locked out. And there you go. Elimination ticks on through. 1 minute 50 is all it took. But we will get this issue sorted out, though. That is going to be Academy now in the lead. And while we do, you get to look at me and Toby again. Look at you, boys. Oh, you're just winning today. But we will get the issue sorted immediately and get back into the game. But a really good start there. A really good start. An elimination ticking on through immediately for Academy is a good start for them. You know, and I look at this team when I look at the roster. Of course, Breaker and Saki weren't necessarily the big slayers in OB by any stretch of the imagination, but very much game smarts were there from them. So the fact that their elimination ticked in quite quickly, you know, they converged on the opponents. They did what they needed to do. I'm interested to see if they play the same sort of way, because Saki was always the one playing around the outside, always playing on an island, trying to do something on another side of the map. Whereas Breaker obviously was struggling a little bit from time to time. However, he was picking it up in the major. I'm interested to see how he does in this squad, Toby.
He definitely picked it up in the major, right? I think everyone on Twitter afterwards was giving him applause as to how he was playing, and
100%.
Some of the great maps they had did obey. And Saki, I feel like we don't big him up enough. We do talk about some of his amazing plays, but the job he did for Obey, especially on Exhibit, the most clear example on top of that bridge, he was so effective at doing his job as managing the home hill. The amount of rounds he saved for Obey, I mean, just that alone, he forms a great component to any team now, and I'm sure this is no exception now in this new roster of his.
Well, looking good for them so far. Academy did get a couple of kills down. It was Breaker, the one doing the business, and they are going to lock it in. But we should be good now, boys. We should have sound. We should have the hood. Apologies for that one. It is Academy 1-0 as well. So 3x Rowdy. Can they get back into this game? Academy with the initial good start here. This is a 3x Rowdy pick, and Academy are the ones in the lead. So looking good for them in this round 2. Saki does get the kill on the Warrior Guns. Former teammates is now Academy. Starting to try and defend a side. As 3x Rowdy have made the push on through. Mystique's and Vision combine well, though. Warrior Gun's going to get it down onto Bruisem as well. Really nice play out of them. 3 members of Academy do go down. 3x Rowdy find themselves back into this round with ANC control. And they're looking towards B, Toby.
TJ's looking to close the gap. Warrior, or Political rather, does find Warrior Guns there. Just minimizing the casualties a little bit. The damage done. As the domination does start blinking, but Saki and Co will be getting there on time. And only 2 players there left for 3x Rowdy to try and finalize that triple cap. And it's going to be a very difficult task to do at this point of the map, and rightly so, they do back off.
60-second win condition for 3x Rowdy, though. This could be flipped very, very quickly, though. Academy, at this moment in time, do have that lead, but it will disappear. And now it is going to be 3x Rowdy with that winning position. I said 47 seconds until that win condition ticks in. These next gunfights are so crucial. Good Lancer fire going to come in there. Visions is going to go down. Mystiques is going to get pushed back as well. A big surge for Academy over towards C. B is being pressured as well. Mystiques needs to find something massive, or maybe just try and get out and wait on the rest of his team. C now going to be decapped, and that should be enough for a win condition for Academy on ANC. It will be 35 seconds. The kill's starting to rain in for them here as well. Toby, Warrior Guns the only one answer, but Visions needs to go, needs to find something. At least a break would be good. They are getting a hold of B here, Academy as well, but that one has been broken down, but they're getting so many points without asking here, Toby. Academy looking so good for this round in 20.
20 seconds to go. Everyone has scrambled essentially across this map to pick up as many kills as they can while trying to stay alive themselves. 13 seconds on the clock now, the break Does need to come on through for Nesteeks on the Sea Hill, but you can see how stacked it is. TJ trying to throw himself into the mix. Warrior Guns, he's able to broke it at least. 5 seconds to go, though, and the Domination blinking, in fact, as the overextension came on through from Astrals, and Breaker cannot get there in time. Wow. 3x Rowdy hold their nerve there in the end, and those two run through the middle somehow, Chris, and make it to the enemy's home hill while staying alive. Good job.
That's a very, very close round. That 3x Rowdy really shouldn't be winning. Academy sort of fall away there. They were looking so solid for it. They had everything they possibly could have wanted, but throwing that one away, it's a big round for 3x Rowdy. Like to see it from them. So here we go. It's round number 3. Of course, first time round, it was just loadouts being placed in. Looks like flashbangs coming in round number 2. Of course, this is a best out of 3 losers bracket final. Loser is done and will not get to participate in the summer quarter of the Pro League. But the winner will go on for a date with Team Sick, who are waiting for them in the grand finals. One apiece in map number 1 here, though. Let's see if Slaps can get going. 6 kills, 3 assists, 4 deaths in 2 rounds. Not too bad of a return for him, but Academy looking to get a hold of B initially, but this fight over towards the bridge is where it's going down. Good Lancer fight going to come in here as well, but going to be clapped back against from Vision. Nesteeks is down, and TJ goes down and follows him to the respawn queue as well, so that's momentarily a 5v3 for Academy here.
And once again, Academy, they've been able to take control of B quite handily, quite comfortably even, it seems, as they're able to set up and keep everyone alive. Meanwhile, they've also taken up top control, Chris, so now 3x Rowdy, they're going to have to wait for respawns to come on through, ensure they don't get staggered again, and then make some plays when the reinforcements are here. This is the case now. Vision and Co pushing around the U. Academy sitting back and actually dipping again once more, similar to what we saw in the first round, Chris. No surprise there. They're just trying to play it safe and literally play the objective.
Doing a good job at it so far as well, but 3x Rowdy looking to mount an offensive over towards C, but there's plenty of members of Academy here to try and defend it. Slaps is going to get a kill into Astrals, as he did go down initially, but gets picked up and answers back. Visions is going to drop Breaker, though, so here comes the push. 3x Rowdy trying to find something. TJ, can he start to get going? Finds 2. Can he find a 3rd as well? He may not need to, as his team now pushes over towards C. His shot's going to go in just about into bruise him. That's 3 kills for TJ. He'll push back over towards C. Should be able to get this before the team get off the respawn. 3x Rowdy will then concentrate their offensive over towards B. Shot's going to come in. Vision will find it down at Political, but here comes the respawns for Academy. The 3x Rowdy have really taken away the advantage that they've been given here. Really nicely done. They win a couple of gunfights, and all of a sudden they're in total control here, Tubbs.
Yeah, they are. The points lead still in the favor of Academy. Of course, the win condition for the COG, but it's early days just yet. As Academy have been able to retake B. Well, nice little overextension, of course, from 3x Rowdy. It did get a little bit scrappy in the center, but the skill of the COG side here just winning out by a small margin. With 40 seconds to go, everyone's just trying to find out where the rotation is going to come. Vision going down, actually, a bit prematurely from my liking there. Political taking him, and it's going to be simple retakes for Academy for their own home hill, and you'd expect them to push across up top soon as well.
Yeah, I expect the rotation to come through somewhere, but Breaker's going to get a hold of this, but Warrior Goods is going to find Saki. Former teammates going up against each other. TJ is going to find one as well. This is not looking too bad for 3x Rowdy. If Visions can stay alive here as well, that would be massive. Rotates around. They are going to lose A. Does that lose the win condition, though? And which way are these fights going to go? A lot of people very, very red. Vision's going to be the only one to go down, though, as 3x Rowdy do get a hold of A. They're losing C, though, and that will not be enough for Academy. They do need to find 2. Slaps is going to push in, catch 1, reviving. We'll get a hold of A. B is being contested. A 2-cap. I don't know if it does enough. Let's see. 3x Rowdy. It's going to be very, very close. They're not going to be able to lock in at A either. Visions just about gets there in time. This should be around for 3x Rowdy now. The win condition still belongs to them on a 1-cap. But the problem for them is that 1-cap is on the other side of the map. They can't get there. They need to get to their home hill. 5 seconds till domination. TJ now making the push as well. Swarm win condition is up because no points on the board right now for 3x Academy, but they are actually managing to get a hold of B. Nesteeks wins a massive, massive gunfight, but now because it's swung, it's a win condition for Swarm. 5 seconds now. They should be able to lock this one in. A topsy-turvy round. 3x Rowdy just couldn't get out their spawn and lock down A there, Toby.
Absolute anarchy that round there at the end. I was literally just staring at the top left.
I was ready to give it to you, but there was so much going on.
I know, like there was literally every single hill changing, blinking left and right of the top left of the screen. I literally thought like the game was trolling me for a moment there. I didn't know what was going on. But of course, we saw the shotgun battles and how pivotal they were. Everyone was trying to overextend and keep some hills, but Academy just about hold on to get the points in the end there. And that's a very important round. Of course, drop shot going down now. No surprise here for the last round of the half.
Here we go. Visions now putting shots down where he can. But as I said, that drop shot now down. It's down low as well. That's not something we see. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. We don't see it too often though, Toby.
Yeah, not necessarily through the middle, for example, but the down bottom area on the B hill. Especially, of course, the U is a very popular place to put it, especially in the second half. So, yeah, you're definitely right about that. The B hill being captured again once again here for Academy. They just have that on lockdown. It seems always getting the advantage in the start of the rounds. Slap's picking up a drop shot kill though. So Stral's dead and he'll be respawning. But very slow training grounds in the first stages of the rounds, and then it just gets hectic at the end when everyone scrambles for hills.
It has been slow. It has been a case of just mounting this offensive, and maybe that's testament to these teams being, you know, maybe slightly just thrown together at the last moment to try and make this work. But here we go. The kill's starting to come into the favor of Academy.
There you go.
Yeah, and you know, I think that might be it. You know, it's a case of practice coming in together. Academy are the ones who have changed a couple of players, as have 3x Rowdy. Of course, you know, TJ coming in there instead of Ricardo, who couldn't continue to play. And I don't know, maybe that's it. Maybe they're just a little bit nervous. Who knows?
I think that's definitely going to come into it here. Cogside now finally trying to push onto this B hill. All players full red, but TJ does get down in the process. Slap's trying to follow up, and Nursteaks will get dropped as well, as it is still a big scramble for this B hill time and time again. But it really is the side of Academy that set the precedent for this pace of this game, right? They're able to capture B hill, and oftentimes they've taken up top control as well. And so it forces Rowdy to come back with a very slow, coordinated push to make sure they don't lose on all sides of the map. And that's basically what we're seeing here.
Just
extra careful pushes.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, the respawns. I have to...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you're 3x Rowdy, you have to keep an eye on these ones. They have died far too much. TJ goes down. The rest of the team managing to survive, though. This will be some comeback if they can do it. Basically play an execution, make the push into the middle. Nice movement from Vision. Has the Strals with him as well. They find the kill in the middle, but they have lost in the Steaks. Now a 4v5 swarming condition is still there as well. It's looking unlikely if you're 3x Rowdy to win this round. Going to be heading into round number 4 as well. TJ starting to light them up here towards B. Warrior Guns are going to go down though, and that will be a round for Academy. Of course, the lives will reset now as we head into round number 5, but yeah, that really didn't help them, did it, Toby? The fact that they were all sitting on 0 lives, you can't make a mistake at that point.
No, and Slaps was sitting on 17 eliminations at the end of that half there. We didn't really call him out on the scoreboard, but he was a pivotal role in that half. It was definitely Academy's, right? It's not only the scoreline, but it was literally every start of the round, Academy taking control of training grounds, essentially, and 3x Rowdy being put in a very difficult scenario to try and respond. We'll be very happy that the second half is upon us.
We jump into it. See if anything changes at the half here for 3x Rowdy. As mentioned, though, at the beginning of this map, this is their pick. So the fact that they're 3-1 down, it does not bode well for them, but here we go. Massive fight in towards the drop shot here. Everybody dropping. It's going to be Academy coming out on top. Plenty of Lancer fire coming in, but the problem is if you have fire in that Lancer, drop shots hurt a lot more. Slaps, though, is he going to be able to get out? Should be able to. Mystique's having to reload, and that is the opportune moment for Academy to get out. They have no points at all. However, they have a hold of that drop shot. They know how powerful they can be. They've given up a lot to try and grab a hold of this one. 3-1 now to Academy, as mentioned, and they can get back into this round fairly simply.
Yeah, this is better from 3x already now. And it's a lot simpler of a hold, this E side now, and a much more aggressive push, given that the map control and the center hill here is up top. Drop shot coming through. That's lovely from Slaps. Excellent job as he lights training grounds on fire now. 4 players pushing in. Still got 1 drop shot to work with here. Going for Astrals right at the back, and that's perfect just over the staircase. TJ secret manning around the corner though, and that's going to shut Slaps' streak down. But numbers on the side of Academy bar a miracle right now. TJ will eventually get angled out. Well played from Academy, not too quick there to try and push up onto that cover. Well done indeed.
Yep, nicely done by Academy. This is actually their pick, just to clarify that one, sorry. So Academy looking good on their map right now. 3x Rowdy maybe not as concerned as I might have made out.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that this is a strong map for Academy. I'm used to seeing them do very well on this map, and Breaker and Saki, I think this is their type of map. They love to set up a bit more passive players than, say, your TJs and your J-Rages of old, of course, for the Obey team. But check this out. Look at this crossfire. Speaking of Breaker and Saki, they're holding down this far corner of the U. TJ's managed to sneak his way up top with a little bit of company to his left. So that will provide angles if they are able to get around that full cover. But you can see on the X-ray vision, folks, 3 players just lined up on the U. They are turtling right now on the E-hill.
Easy done. They have to come to them. What can TJ and Co do?
Drop shot picked up.
Yeah, and then Bruisem gets the kill on Astrals on the way out. Still a fight going on down here, but they've just seemed to have the better of them every single time. Warrior Guns is there to try and answer back, and does so. And I think that might be drop shot out. I think it was backpacked, so that's at least one good thing for 3x Rowdy, although saying that, not much else positive going on for them as they're now losing D. Thankfully for them, TJ is going to find 2 over towards E, so they will stay in the round. A bit of a miscommunications, and Nestik's going to have to get a hold of this. His vision drops back, gets a hold of D, but a 1-cap will probably do it here for Academy. I'd imagine it will. 15 seconds for that win condition now, and 3x Rowdy have to get going. You have to get a hold of something here. Vision and Co now. You need to push us. This is 4-1 to Academy. The kills start to rain through, though. Visions and Warrior Guns both going down. That should be the round now for Academy. It will be the round for Academy. It's now 4-1. They're so good on training grounds here, Toby. So good.
Absolutely. You don't often see teams turtle up on the U like that, but also able to still have a little bit of flexibility and mobility around the map and accumulate the drop shot as it spawns elsewhere. It really is a sign of great teamwork there for Academy for juggling all those resources in the map at the same time. And truly, they are looking formidable, Chris. I'm so impressed with how they're playing. They're dominating now. Obviously, they dominated in the first half, it's safe to say, but the second half as well, that was just super impressive there. And it's a very difficult feat getting hold of that drop shot in the center. It's a big shotgun battle, and to also take control so successfully of the E-hill from the get-go, got to tip your hat off to Academy. They're doing so well.
Yeah, really well. Let's see if they can continue in this same vein. Vision straight in. Grabs it this time for 3x Rowdy. Now, what can they get going? They're going to just get out with it far too easily. Academy not there to party with them this time around. Political should be dead. Is not, actually. Manages to get away, and he was very weak, as you can tell from that pistol. That does eventually go on through, and that will eventually secure the kill. Visions and Coda should be able to get a hold of E here still, with a drop shot available as well. Good control from them. I like this. A lot better now from 3x Rowdy, but can they win the second fight? Not sure what Saki's trying there. He's trying it because Bruisem's behind. Can he find anything here? Strals is meat shielded up. Bruisem taking plenty of shots here. He'll do well to find anything. Gets a little spread on him, but we'll just back on down. But as said, control 2-3x Rowdy. Maybe the comeback is on here. Toby.
Great time from Bruisem, yeah. He sneaked up all the way up top to the side to get that Lancer angle, preventing Astral's re-entry here. Morrigan's picking up a kill elsewhere. Drop shot being thrown in. Breaker full right from that. Not going to fully connect him with him there. Astral still battling his way up top, and Nestiques as well. And this is going to have to be a well-coordinated push from Academy if they do go in here. Doesn't seem like they want to, though. Nonetheless, 3x Rowdy do keep up the pressure with 3 Lancers up top, and I expect this to blow up in just a second. If they can get 1 down with 4 players surrounding. TJ picking up Saki as well.
Here we go. Should be making the move now. Political's in a bad spot. Is going to find the drop into TJ, but that is going to be it. They should be able to re-lock in E here. Strals is going to get the kill on the Breaker, and that should be that E in the control now of 3x Rowdy. Academy still up with that very slight lead and plenty of time to play with. That's 1 win condition. We'll go to in and around
Drop shot.
70 or 80 seconds or so, but as you said, drop shot about to start coming up. Academy.
Two players in there.
For that. Yeah, they're ready for it.
Literally just stuck in the corner. Bruisem ready to hard aim as Slaps is ready to back A as soon as someone comes in. Flashes are thrown. This is going to be an all-out fight for the drop shot now in this tiny room.
Oh.
TJ does get down, immediately meet shielded as Slaps and Bruisem work together so well. Brilliant stuff from them. That's the reward, the drop shot. Already Slaps trying to look for the angle up top.
Oh,
Angle that a little bit in the back, though. He might lose this.
He might do. They're trying to get rid of him. Slaps is gone. That is a mistake. He gets caught in the middle of nowhere, and this Steaks hurls his final Lancer bullets into him. That is a misplay, and has to be said. Academy have to be careful now. This is looking like a 3x Rowdy round. 25 seconds. You have to lock in. If you're Academy, you have nothing to work for. Nothing to work with, I should say. Saki and Co starting to make the push. They're going to go up towards top bridge first, but the thing is, they need to decap E here. They need to get a hold of something. A 1 will do it now for 3x Rowdy. This should be their round. This should be 4-2, barring a miracle from the Academy.
Still not broken it. Now
They
though.
haven't broken it. They cannot get a hold of it. That one is done. 3x Rowdy will get the round, and that has to come down to that drop shot play. The fact that they weren't able to use it after investing so much with the control going over towards 3x Rowdy, and the fact that they lose it so fast makes things very, very difficult. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly went all in on that drop shot, right? 2 players inside, 3 players sat back elsewhere, ready for that push to kind of like corral them back to safety and position themselves for that push up top, but they never got there, right? Slaps a little bit of a hesitation from him, and he was costed as a result, or costing the drop shot. His teammates also getting pushed elsewhere, mind you. It was a great hold from 3x Rowdy there, and a very good start as well to that round, mind you. The initial push into the drop shot, so aggressive were they. They sent just 4 players down there essentially to make sure they got that, then rotated up top, and it looks like more the same here.
Slaps down. Inside. And will grab a hold of that drop shot once again. They make it work nearly every single time, and there you go. You got somebody ready for the revive instantly. They're already finding kills without the drop shot. There's Mystiques and Vision going down. It's a really, really good start to the round. Warrior Guns pushing. He is the reddest man on the planet as he starts to do that as well. This is the perfect start for Academy here. Fantastic. They get a hold of the drop shot. They get control of everything that they would possibly want, and kills on top of it. This should be very hard for 3x Rowdy to break, but there's plenty of the round left to go.
Slaps kind of just monitoring the connector point as well of this map. Just keep an eye out for that flank. Rotating up top now, though. Down, of course. Coming on through. He knows the call out. That's the choke point, and that's the double for the drop shot. Lovely job indeed. Nestic should fall as well. And that's 4 players down just like that. The overextension already starting. 2 seconds on the clock, and this will be it. Academy winning that last one out, that last round. 5-2 the final score, Chris. And you can't blame them for such a round count. That was an excellent showing from them. And clearly, their picks and bans are on point, at least at the start of this match.
Very much so, and that drop shot play working every single time for them down low, and just getting in control of that every single time really makes things very, very difficult for 3x Rowdy, who will go 1-0 down here in the losers bracket finals in the Pro League qualifier. Now, it's a bad spot to be in if you're 3x Rowdy, but I said that was an Academy pick. Are you really worried for them after that one? Because that was pretty convincing from Academy. Once they had that plan, they stuck with it. If you're 3x Rowdy, you lose a couple of rounds in that way. Do you maybe think about, blocking that drop shot out? Do you maybe try and change your game plan up? It just seemed as if they didn't have much of an answer from what Academy were doing.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to how well Academy were playing more so. They were playing very, very well indeed. It was definitely their map to win at the end. That was incredible from them. But yeah, I mean, they weren't lifeless as such. I don't want to use that word to describe 3x there, but they weren't the same as we're used to seeing, right? That those impact plays, and no one was really going off and putting on those clutch shotgun all-star plays that we're used to. TJ wasn't going in, and the initials weren't really working out. They consistently lost the B hill as well. You'd hope they'd change things up there early on in the first half, but they never did really. It kind of just paced the game then, and they were paced out of the game, constantly just trapped on their side of the map, forced to make a play somewhere. As Academy were just dominating on training grounds, and I'm just hoping now that 3x Rowdy can turn it around on Asylum and get in up close and personal and do the usual stuff on those initials.
Well, it is going to be their map pick over towards Asylum, so it's a very, very different map to Training Ground, so maybe they can get something done. 3x Rowdy, though, really, really impressed me throughout the whole of the online major, of course. As said, very slight change to their team, but you would think it would be a change for the better for the most part. Ricardo was very much a good player for them. Of course, I said that age limit, meaning that he can't take part quite yet, but he's definitely somebody to look out for in the future. He really did play well, but TJ very much somebody who can do a job for them as well, as we have seen so many times throughout the Pro League, specifically in the first season. He was phenomenal. He was so good for OB Alliance. It was a big reason as to why they were doing all right in the Pro League. He was like top of the kill death leaderboard for quite some time. I mean, he was putting up serious numbers. His engagements were always super high, and if he can play like that, then his team looks really, really good. Right now, though, not looking too good for them as they are behind. Asylum coming up, though. You're definitely favoring 3x Rowdy for this one, because Academy's initials look good on that map number 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? Because 3x Rowdy, we didn't really see much out of them there to really go on. They didn't have as much energy. They weren't really playing like their usual selves. But I'm trying to work out in my mind right now, was that just Academy really locking them out and doing really well and, you know, kind of putting them on the back burner? Will they respond strongly in Asylum? You'd hope so, and you'd expect so, because 3x Rowdy, they've been playing very, very well up until this point. You know, they're the favorite team to go to the Pro League for a good reason. Perhaps they're a little bit deflated, though, after yesterday. Of course, they lost to Team Sick by 1 map, and you'd expect them to be in the grand final, if anything, as just mentioned. And they know they're going to have to claw their way back now, and Academy United are a very good team. Perhaps they didn't expect themselves to be here. And as such, there might be a lot of pressure on their shoulders now. You know, this is the first game of the day for them. A tournament match, anyway. I'm sure they've been warming up with scrims all day, given it's the UK evening. But, you know, you'd hope if with all that warm-up time, they'd be gunning and playing the usual selves. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Well, they've had a chance to warm up now. Maybe they can get things going over on Asylum. As said, though, map number 1 does go over towards Academy. 5-2, very comfortable as well on Training Grounds. But as I said, that was their map pick, so they feel good on that. I can't imagine that Team Sick, if they do go up against Academy again, are going to let that one slip through. It looked very, very solid from Academy. But now we move over towards Asylum. Slightly different kind of map, but honestly, the way Academy played there, I'm really feeling it for them. It has to be said. Asylum, as said, though, very, very different, but is it different enough for 3x Rowdy now, who are staring down the barrel? You need to win 2 in a row here to try and have another stab at Team Sick. They've already lost to them. Both teams have already lost to them throughout this weekend. How are things going to go here, though, on Asylum, Toby? 3x Rowdy, you need to step it up, definitely, in every single possible way they can imagine.
Well, it's going to be difficult for them. All Slaps on our screen right now had 26 eliminations in that first map, and he's clearly playing very, very well today. He did excellent in the 2v2 European Major, as said. And him and his partner, Bruisem, did such a good job in that tournament. It's no surprise here that they're playing very, very well in this one also. Again, very slow. Very slow. And I don't mean that as to bash the teams, by the way. It just shows that both teams are showing the utmost respect for each other, and they're trying to be as strategic as possible and make every play count. But it's just a clear characteristic of the two teams right now, based on Training Grounds as well.
And it is this war of attrition that we do often see on Asylum, though. It is that kind of map, isn't it? Where it can just be a case of wait, and then the push comes once a small misstep is put in, but Political finds 1 good kill. Can't find much else. TJ now in a bit of a bad spot as Bruisem and Slaps put the shots in. They find the kill as well, and they'll get a hold of B. I'll tell you what, they're going to get the elimination. A big, big round out of Academy there. 1-0 straight off the bat, and it was slow to start. Both teams waited, but as soon as they went, Academy just took over towards the end.
Yeah, they did. They got the early down on that train track, and they were careful not to throw any lives away. There's a lovely push down the center, of course, as well, just to keep them panicked, if nothing else. 3x Rowdy and Academy were able to capitalize on those advantages very quickly. Meanwhile, off camera, they did an excellent job on the home street, evidently, given the elimination came on through so fast. And that is definitely one way to stamp your mark on map number 2 and really keep 3x Rowdy down now as they're looking to bounce back. Vision and Cut. Can they find anything here? It seems as if they're just missing that little spark, that
they seem to have during that whole weekend a few weeks ago during the major. So it's not quite there. These gunfights, they're just about losing them. They're not losing them convincingly, you know, they're trading here and there, but just those last 1 or 2 kills not falling in their favor as Academy made the push and secure B whilst they're at it. Shots going into vision. And plenty of good Lancer fire coming down from Academy. You can look over towards the top bridge side as well. They've got that locked down in a 1v1, but here comes the push through the middle from 3x Rowdy. Astrals and Astiques, the ones making the push. Political, very weak. Gets out, though. And the train comes in. We'll probably just about save him, giving him a little bit of cover. Which way is this one going to go, though? Plenty of good shots going to go in. TJ's the first one down, not once, but twice. Slaps up, oversteps. Astrals down as well. Is able to find the kill, but nobody really coming out on top here. It looks maybe if it's 3x Rowdy. But everyone just flying at each other here, and nobody really like having any structure to the push. It's just one after the other. In the end, nobody comes out on top.
Yeah, 3x Rowdy were trying to push while they had the train track cover and the relative damage advantage, but they were just a little bit too slow. They were allowing Slaps to just sit in cover. They weren't going wide. They were trying to out-lancer him, and in the end, they just get destroyed by Lancers. As soon as the train disappears, just everything comes flying at those 2 players. Vision, of course, was able to pick up a kill on his way out, but only just. And right now, you're right. 3x Rowdy, they're just missing that spark. They're not their usual selves. They're not being aggressive. They're not finding the kills that they usually would be able to. Meanwhile, Academy and Slaps especially is just doing such a good job right now. Every shot is on point.
Shots coming in from Astrals as 3x Rowdy now. Regain control. Win condition does belong to them, but a slight lead for Academy will not worry them too much. Gonna have to back on down here as Breaker is gonna find a kill, and that's an important one. Breaker getting a hold of this, even if he just gets the decap and gets out, he's in a good spot, but he's actually going to push Visions as well. Nice to see Breaker playing with some confidence, but gets put down by his former teammate, TJ. Helping out from across the map. Slaps is flying people as well, though. And there's a fist fight going on as Nastiques takes down Saki. It will be 3x Rowdy to get a hold of B once more, and the win condition with themselves once more. Can they get around on the board here?
They've got to. This is it for them. They've certainly built it up now in this round. There's 30 seconds to go for them to hold on to 2 hills. Bruise and Political and Breaker just stacking up to make plays, and I think people are being aggressive through the middle as well for Academy here. So we're going to kick off here on this B hill.
Political making the push, finds one, but that's it. Vision to cut. Are here to hold on. Slaps find the kill on the other side of the map as well. So an NC hold from Academy about to pop on through as the lead just about changes hands, but a 2 cap will do the business for Academy. This could be 2-0 to them. Oh, that roll is not going to be good for Saki, but maybe just delay in time. ANC still belonging to Academy now. Nastiques is going to make the push to C. It's not going to be enough time. He's going to go down. They keep a hold of it. Academy 2-0 now. That's a couple of rounds that you feel as if 3x Rowdy could have done better.
They could. They had a very difficult push to make in the center. They did the hard work. They were able to get the double cap, but then Academy just walked all over them on other sides of the map. Right now, 3x Rowdy, they have a weak area, it's safe to say, on home street, as Breaker and co are able to consistently apply the pressure down there, and much less so on the 3x Rowdy part. I wouldn't expect any weapon placements to be too drastic here. It's the typical incense to help with the pushes here. Yeah, it's just the kills factor right now for me. Academy just keeps slipping those team fights. I think you nailed it on the head there. 3x Rowdy, they're not getting those last kills that they really need to. That you need this spark to be a Pro League team, to put yourselves just over the edge, just over the wall of your opposition around you. And it's tough in Europe right now. The top amateur teams is just like a shark pool right now, and 3x Rowdy are not up to par compared to Academy as it stands.
What kind of sharks, Toby?
All the sharks.
All great whites?
Hammerhead sharks.
Hammerhead?
How about that?
They're pretty aggressive.
They are, mate.
That's fair.
They are.
I mean, I'm not gonna delve us down the how aggressive certain breeds of shark are, but here we are. Vision's finding 2. Like a great white. Yeah, there we go. We talk about that.
Oh, no.
Oh my god, all right, great whites don't get run over by trains very often. I can say that with great confidence, but there you go, 3x Rowdy. Things are looking really good for them. They still have a hold of C and B.
I like it though, Chris. You know, they've been aggressive throughout the map. Vision's got his nice double kill. And 3x Rowdy, they rotate all the way around to the home street. Lovely job from Nestique. Breaker tries to push up on his side. Bruisum still lurking. One player down just to the left. Is Astral's going to bait it? No, he's going to go straight for the revive, and the revive chain works. They both fire their shots into Bruisum, and the overextension coming on through. And this is better. You know, we're used to seeing 3x Rowdy be aggressive down the bridge here. They're used to seeing them winning the team fights on the B side and give the other team difficulties. And this is much more like them.
Slaps is going to have to go big for his team here. He's going to get a hold of B, though, so maybe just prolonging it. Still quite a way away for 3x Rowdy, 60 seconds or so on a 2 cap. So Academy have time to break this in the next 30 or so if they can. Big push going to come towards their home hill, though, and if I'm 3x Rowdy, I'm getting the hell out of there and concentrating over towards B. Astral stays as his teammates leave as well, and that's going to be questioned. You've got to move together. Now Slaps trying to defend over towards B, just buttering people up, saying that he is going to get taken down, will be picked up, but here comes everybody else from 3x Rowdy. They do concentrate over here, but Slaps is somehow still surviving. What can Breaker find here? Does find one on the TJ. Former teammates really going at it. Warrior Guns is going to be dropped, and all of a sudden it's a big push from Academy. They're going to get a hold of B. The trains maybe help them out here. I don't think it's going to be enough on a 2 cap, though, as a 1 cap will do for 3x Rowdy. That lead is just too big. A decap is all that needs to come in. The only good thing for Academy here is that they have 40 seconds to do it.
And they have position as well. They're close enough to make these plays. Everyone's coordinated. No one's staggered. Slaps on the helm here at the front. 30 seconds. This is the time for Slaps to go huge. Now more than ever. And they've completely left C open. A very simple push for Slaps. He's taken cover control. 3x Rowdy have been locked out of their own home hill. They're going to have to fight their way back in. Astral's finding Slaps, but they do pick up the kills very quickly. And Political getting down as well in the middle. This should be it. As Bruisum's getting pinched. Bar a miracle from him. There you go.
Not going to happen. They're going to overextend over towards it. It was questionable. It did tick up for just a second, the domination. The elimination will eventually tick on through, but that was merely just a formality as 3x Rowdy eventually lock in their first round here on Asylum. And yeah, it was questionable, wasn't it? I think we were sort of like, right, why is C wide open? This is the only thing they have, but concentrate a lot of their fights elsewhere, which is probably the best thing to do. Sometimes when you see teams turtle up on one hill, it never really works out, does it? It can do, but it's very much a risky scenario, isn't it? It's like if you lose the team fight, you lose the game. Whereas if you lose one fight over towards C and win a fight somewhere else, you're fine. You know, it's about spreading the risk, isn't it? And in that scenario, they probably did the right thing.
Yeah, I think they were just banking on staying in the open space and being close enough to play for revive chains and land throughout the players coming through middle because they knew they were going to come there. So they were perhaps playing the delay game, if anything, rather than the full hold on the home hill. Trying to keep their lives in the process. Vision, full rad, the Incend not connecting, and that Incend on the B hill will prevent anyone taking cover there for now. I don't blame Vision, honestly, for running all the way back. He could very easily get angled if someone pushed up against that wall down the right. But this is better from them. You know, there's actually character now that we're used to seeing from 3x Rowdy, a little bit more aggression. And this is it. Nestique has come from nowhere, I'm pretty sure. Flanked through the middle. Saki just about managing to survive here. Oh, good shotgunning. How is he still alive? Vision, in fact, taking out Warrior Guns. And this is what I mean. There's no reason for Saki to be alive that long when 2 players are there ready to just hold their shot and shoot him once. My goodness me.
Yeah, that was a bit mental. Saki's not known for coming out with these flashy plays. Very much a good, solid team player. He's going to put the Lancer Fire down and be sneaky and try and get a hold of the enemy home hill all the time. Whereas he put plenty of shots in there and just never dealt with them. Looking towards the respawns, though. Speaking of lives, Bruisum down to 0. So keep an eye on that one. If you're Academy, he will be sitting back. 3x Rowdy, the ones with the win condition as well. And this will level things up. Academy are the ones that need to make the push. Is Breaker the one to lead them to do that? One respawn for him. Slaps, though, as the aggressor, as that first spawn player.
Ooh,
3 out of 4, so he's been doing well, but he is going to get dropped. Saki's there to help him out. Slaps is back in the party. Oh my god, what a snap on their visions. And they will get a hold of B. Bruisum continuing to survive. Win condition is with Academy. 70 seconds or so. 3x Rowdy. Plenty of time to answer back.
Yeah. The confidence there from Slaps was just clear, right? Immediately just pop shotting over the cover, not even questioning whether he's going to challenge that or not. Immediately jumping on the wall and risking his life. Very confidently indeed. 4 players that you can see a 3x Rowdy rotating from up top as a pack. Slaps is waiting there, though. And Nesteeks is aware. A little bit of angles coming through. They're stacking up on this very difficult B side push, and Slaps is going to get a free angle, at least for the start. Someone needs to get a pick, or these incense could cause them a lot of problems. They've managed to pull back in time. Slaps has been taken out, meanwhile, from Nesteeks. He's made the play through the middle. That's going to open things up, and Political trying to keep himself in the game. He does find Nesteeks, but eventually angled out, and Saki here on the flank. That's huge.
They're gonna oh, that is a big kill. Saki's going to find the kill, but the swarm win condition is there. Saki now will get a hold of the home hill, or at least decap it. Swarm win condition is still there, though, as the lead belongs to 3x Rowdy. They're going to get a hold of A, and in time, Slaps needs to find a miracle here. He's going to go down. Breaker can't find anything towards B. The push is done. 3x Rowdy not going to be able to get anything. 3x Rowdy should be able to, lock this one in. Even under one cap, this will do them. We can see A, nobody near it. 3x Rowdy will walk away as winners of this round and tie it up 2 apiece now. There's potential for Academy to get back into that one there, Toby, but in the end, Academy can't quite get past the defense of 3x Rowdy there.
Yeah, there was certainly opportunity. You really needed Nesteeks to go off there through the middle and eventually push through and find Slaps, which he did. Very difficult job, of course. The Slaps was well aware of where he was. But that was the play that really enabled that push on the train tracks. It's so difficult to do that, never mind when your enemy team is throwing incense and ready for that final push. Second half, though, Chris. And this is a lot better from 3x Rowdy, of course. And I'm sure they'll be raring to go in these shotgun fights up top. I'm curious as well as to where Slaps will be playing.
Yeah, we're at the half, so Brism doesn't have to worry about those respawns anymore. Guys in the chat, though, I see you all. Let us know who you want to win this game. Who do you want to see play up against Team Sick in the finals to see who's going to go on and find themselves in the summer quarter of the EU Gears Pro League? TJ and Co, though, trying to make this push for 3x Rowdy and getting a hold of E. They do so. That shock that does come through doesn't find anything. A little bit of damage is all it gets. Astral's in a bad spot now. He's just about going to get out, and with the help of Nesteeks, and they will get him away. But now the push comes back in. More of attrition up top, as per usual. Saki, though, with a big incend going to come in. He's going to go down, but find a second with the incend as well. Big players out of Saki. Might be the reason that Academy get a hold of E and lock this one down. They can see that they're looking for more as well. F is in their sights. They've already won the fight over towards train tracks. To win the fight up top, they've got a couple more members to deal with. Do they choose to keep going? They get rid of Astrals behind them as well. The pressure is there for them to potentially do something, but it looks as if they are going to back off here. Toby not choosing to go crazy and get a hold of F there.
No, I like this. They're back in time as well to keep the pressure up on E. Yes, the decap comes in, but look at this. 4 players from Academy ready to roll in with that damage. Slaps getting that back A, and surely Nesteeks won't last long either. Lovely job from Academy there. They made the plays up top, right? They got the double incend. Everyone was pushing together, and then they wrap around the center of the map, regrouping at that all-important E hill. That was amazing from Academy.
Really well played. Very, very patient. We can see, I mean, my eyes were lighting up over towards F. Never mind theirs. They've seen a couple of kills come in. They've seen all the pressure that they had. Yet they see the fact that they can't quite win a couple of gunfights, and they just back on down. Very patient play. TJ now in a bad spot for 3x Rowdy. Academy should be taking the lead here in 40 seconds. It's a very good round from them. Now they make the push as the kills start to rain on through. And there it is. Elimination ticks on in for Academy. 3-2 now. They're looking to do this in 2 here, Toby. They need 2 more rounds to find themselves in the grand final for another effort at Team Sick.
And that's it. That's a difficult job for 3x Rowdy now to come back on this one. That was simply superb from Academy there. The rotations up top and through the middle. Can't stress it enough. Truly pro league caliber, if nothing else. Incent just being halved that. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the same on the other side. Of course, we have the adjacent shocks up top as well. Question is, we'll have to keep a close eye on the top right to see if anything changes strategically. And I'm curious. Slaps, he's done 13 kills. I wouldn't be surprised if he'd been on a lot more at this point. Because he's having a brilliant map. He's very good. He has really put himself on the radar in Europe. It's safe to say he's
I only said it because Fru said it in the chat, so I knew it would make sense. Not looking at these
I'm literally trying to look at the chat. Like, what? Hello?
It was a while ago.
Oh, that makes... Okay, there we go.
I just banked it.
Ooh, speaking of slaps, he got a snub kill there on TJ. Bruisem tried to flank through the middle, but Warrior Guns has his number. Steek's getting downs elsewhere. A lot slower up top this time round, and reminds me of the first half of Asylum and much of training rounds here. Shock in hand, they're ready to make plays. Slaps is forced to run out the back and careful not to get down in the process. He's done very well there to keep himself on his feet, but a lovely shock grenade from Warrior Guns there. He's going to get taken down. We still have a little bit of a stalemate up top.
That might be the kill that does open things up here, but Academy don't seem to have the numbers. They don't seem to want to push. They do find one kill though, and here they got the flash is what they were waiting on. Inten's now going to be taken by 3x Rowdy. That's really good movement by Breaker. Of all people, finds TJ on the other side of that wall. Breaker is going to go down though, and maybe they've pushed a little bit too hard here as Brutum now goes down as the Saki. Big Incend is coming in from Slaps though. Is he going to find much else? Not quite. He's just slowed down the push. The rest of his team did go down, but that Incend will just about stop the bleeding. Warrior Guns and Co though are going to get a little bit more pressure here. They did really, really well to get a hold of 8.
Breaker is lurking.
Yeah, he is lurking. He's just playing slowly.
He's trying to hide his footstep audio right now. We saw much of that in the 2v2 European Major.
Oh, Warrior Guns. Does he know he's there?
I think he might have checked him though. Not sure though. Here we go. Breaker on the flank. Vision's aware. Nasty's turning around. The pin should hopefully come round for Academy, but 3x Rowdy are pushing out the front as well, and Slaps is going to get taken down as well. Great hold from 3x.
Really, really nicely done, but the thing is they need to keep it rolling. Cog team win condition is there, even on a 1-cap. Can they get this one done? Academy looking good. Sorry, on it too. Rowdy now need a little bit more. ENT and F all going in their favor. Breaker just about crawls in though. Is that going to allow the rest of the team to come off respawn? Yes, it is. Slaps pushes around, finds one, and they are going to be able to clean up here. That was all on Breaker, basically crawling in. Very, very nicely done. Slaps and Co now will live to fight another day in this round, Toby.
A little bit of time to stack up as well. 3 players already here. Academy have done very well breaking down the E-Hill when given the chance and the numbers, but that shot grenade will delay them for now. Bruisem getting headshotted as well. That's the spawn staggered. Political getting down, but quickly revived. 20 seconds now. They'll be able to break this fairly easily, but question for me is, without that Incend in particular, will they be able to go all the way now?
Swarm win conditions still there. 3x Rowdy looking to tie things up. It's a big, big round. Which way are these fights going to go? Though Political's going to go down. Saki is able to find it down at the vision, but isn't able to find much else. They're pushing over towards F. They're pushing into E. This is around 3x Rowdy. 3-3. About to tick on through. It's a close game here on Asylum. 3x Rowdy are here to play though, and that one could have went either way. 4-2. A very, very different scoreline to 3-3.
Oh yeah. Big, big round that. Could have gone either way at times. I'm sure we'll see more of the same here, weapon placement-wise. Curious if at a later point we see a drop shot or something go down the middle. Would not be surprised if they just want to let Slaps loose for Academy here.
Well, I mean, they're winning all the initials on training grounds down low. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems as if that would have made sense for them to do, but maybe it's a little bit late, but here we go.
It's a nice shock. They're going to be able to cap it now in the cover of the smoke. Stral's there for the train revive. Oh no, he's not going to be able to get up once more.
Down's going to come in. 3x Rowdy do have control of E here though.
Ooh.
Breaker is going to go down though, Vision. Trying to get something done with his Incend. Strals and Co though holding on, if only momentarily, as Academy eventually do get some sort of control here. Bruisem is going to get the down at the Vision, and they will gain a little bit of control up top. Slaps easily finds Visions. Bruisem finds one as well. Bruisem finds 2. Really good plays out of him as well, and they start pushing for more. Warrior Guns has to back on down. We'll try and back down in the middle. He's going to be dropped by Breaker, and here comes the push. Academy flood. Just flick a switch in this round. Got to be careful not to kill your teammate there, Slaps. I know you're hitting bullets, but that's not the ones you want. The domination is denied. Do they back on down, or do they keep pushing? Saki's going to find Visions. Astrals is here. A rock and a hard place, you feel, though. There's the push coming in. Cog will dominate. It's looking like it will eventually come in. Nobody here for 3x Rowdy, surely in 3 seconds. Academy get a small amount of an advantage, and they run a mile with it. 4-3 now, 1 round away from getting to that grand final.
My goodness me. This could be the biggest upset in European qualifier history. 3x Rowdy were favored as the strongest amateur team for the longest time. And as soon as roster mania hits, it seems things have changed somewhat, quite a bit. The Team Sick and Academy both performing very, very well, as good as ever. Now the pressure is on 3x Rowdy to get back into this and get it to Vazgar.
2 rounds is all it takes. They've done 2 rounds in a row before. But Academy need 1 round to close this one out. And sends up.
Every time we spectate this player, he just doesn't miss.
He's been very, very good.
Every single cover battle, he keeps getting the incends and putting in work. This should open things up. Throws the incend. Tactical in nature, but here comes one to try and clean up himself. As kills are traded on either side.
Yeah, lots of kills traded up top. Bruce's going to get the better revisions. 3 times Rowdy, the only ones collecting points right now, though, but Academy, with positionity, if they can find one more down, they will make the push. Good shots into Astrals, who is going to be weak now. Now they concentrate their efforts on Mystiques, who's then going to get forced out. But here come the cavalry, TJ and Co. trying to push back. Bruiser is going to be forced away. Good shots in towards E. They're going to lose E. Which way are these fights going, though? Honestly, not even sure. Political's going to downbreak, and he will get cleaned up. So 3 times Rowdy will eventually get some sort of control. D and E in their favor here, Toby.
Question is for Academy now, can they break down the E-hill as they've been able to in past attempts? In fact, it's Saki and Breaker. That classic Obey squad looking for the overextension down bottom. You can see in the X-ray that 3x Rowdy are aiming their lancers down on that side, but Slaps is lurking to the middle. They definitely need a successful push through the center if it's possible from Slaps here.
Imagine the flank is going to come on through as well. They're probably just going to try and distract where they can. We can see Slaps has started to move.
Here we go.
Goes. What can he find? 1, maybe 2. He finds 2. Just a little bit late to save his teammate, but he will lock in a big plays out of Slaps and trying to help on the other side of the map as well. Breaker are forcing the issue here. They're pushing over towards D, and this could be the round. This could be it. Breaker's going to get down, though, and they have to back down here. They do decap. Just don't try and take too much, though. Maybe they've bitten off more than they could have chewed, and Saki's going to go down. So now the push can come in towards E if you're 3 times Rowdy, but look at the score. It still belongs to them in terms of a lead. Academy not win condition with them. Oregons has to back on down. It's a big incent to stop the push coming through. Political will be wiped out on the other side of things, though. It was just zoning out. Now Saki trying to find something with the Lancer. He's being decapped.
This is going to be close.
It is going to be really, really close. TJ trying to push around behind. Slaps is a big gunfight. Finds the kill on the flanky. If anything, Slaps now going to push forward as Bruisem goes down to the... No, he's in the corner. Astrals catches him off guard. Political's going to go down. 3 times Rowdy are surely going to force around number 9. D is the only thing that belongs to Academy. That should be it. We should be going around number 9. Breaker's out. He's on 0 respawns as well for the next round. Academy are in a rough spot. 3 times Rowdy tie things up.
And look at that. It's back and forth for the round count all the way to this point. The nerves will be unreal for all of these players. Look at the kill difference on the COG side. Slaps is almost double. Pretty sure most of his teammates, he's got double the eliminations on. I'm sure so many rounds have been so heavily contributed to from Slaps. But this is it. Weapon placement-wise, exact same. Mirrored. And it all comes down to who plays up top. I mean, the best.
Have any of the blocks come out yet? The disables?
Yep. That's gone now.
Oh, okay. I obviously wasn't paying that much attention.
I'm sure we were all staring at Slaps the whole time, to be honest.
Yeah, that's pretty much been it. 21 kills, 14 assists, 10 deaths. He needs to go big again for his team, though. And the problem is nobody else is really keeping up with him on either side of things.
No, but 3x Rowdy, they've definitely pull their socks up for this one. They've had some good rounds, and as the map has progressed, they've had a bit more energy. They've won a bit more of their shotgun fights. They seem to all be on the same page, most importantly. Incense thrown in, not going to connect. Vision will get taken down, though. The down's not going to come on through, though, for 3x Rowdy. They're going to lose one man in that.
Yeah, on the opposite side of things, Slaps landed his on the button. Mystiques and Co, what can they do to defend from this academy? Recuperate, regenerate their health, then make the push. Good. Lancer fire coming in from Slaps with the rest of his team as well. E should be in their hands. It is. Can they get out scot-free? Yes, they can. It's just a case now for 3x Rowdy to try and make the push back. Can they defend it? No, they can't. Academy get pushed far too easily, and there's 2 members from 3x Rowdy down towards the tracks as well, so keep an eye on that push if it potentially does come in. Academy don't know that they have the numbers advantage yet. It was momentarily 4v3, but now it's 3v3 as Slaps is going to back away. He will get a hold of those incense again. They're just putting everything in the Slaps pocket, aren't they? Run him forward, give him all the power weapons as well. Bruise him. Not the best spot. It's a big incend over the top. Not going to find anything, though. TJ's going to come in here with his as well. So Academy have to get this. They have to get out. TJ's incend not good enough either. Neither incend doing anything. Academy just about escape with that one. There's a big fight going on towards F, though. It's been won by one player. It's going to be Saki going for that overextension again. 3x Rowdy panic for just a second. But that just freed up a little bit of time for Academy to get a hold of E. Now they can try and set up for this hold. The shot comes through defensively from Academy.
Mystiques is trying to join him.
Spot. He's trying to join in, but Astrals is there all alone here, Toby. It's a tense round.
Oh, it is. EO broken. The score is heavily in favor of Academy here. Astrals is trying to run through. He does find Bruise and Slaps. Does respond back with 1 minute on the clock. The Swarm will win if things stay the same. Now, utility. Mattering more than ever. Flashbang placements, these incens being rotated over for Saki as they swap a player around or two. They know one player's on the right. Here he goes. Flashbang in. This incen needs to hit. Oh. And he does.
He just about lands it. TJ goes down. If you're Academy, you need to push, and you need to push now, but you need to push through a shock, which has been perfectly placed by Academy. It just slows it down, allows 3x Rowdy to just set up. Academy now have decap. Win condition belongs to them on a 1K. Bruise him. Finds a kill. Can he keep on going? Has to back on down. Very, very weak, but the rest of the team coming on through. Saki finds one. This is all Academy. Slaps in the middle of the map trying to help out. There's a flank coming. The win condition still belongs to Academy. Now Slaps on the flank. There he is. The trump card for Academy every single time. He waits and he waits. And when the push comes through, he finds the kill. It's 10 seconds. It's not going to be enough. 3, 2, and 1. Academy will lock it in 2-0. And we'll have another bash at Team Sick in the grand final here to try and qualify for the summer quarter.
GG's. And Slaps, who else could you give MVP to, not only in game, but for us as well across that match? You have to give it to him. This man is a rising star. In fact, he's an established star at this point. Slaps has absolutely been incredible in Gears as of recent. 5-2, 5-4 the scorelines. Was no surprise in training grounds, but Asylum, you know, 3x Rowdy, they started off slow. And perhaps when it comes down to a one round difference at the end there, Chris, they're perhaps not very happy with themselves at the start of that second map. A very disappointing finish for them based on expectations for that roster.
Yeah, they were very much, after their finish in the major, a favourite for this one, but they will be knocked out in third place. And you don't get any prizes for that. It's first place only, and you will walk away with that Pro League spot. Let's have a look at the bracket in a second, just to show you how this went down. Academy, 2-0 over 3x Rowdy, which eventually finds them another game with Team Sick. Last time these two played was yesterday, though. Team Sick walked away as winners in that game, 2-1. We're going to go into the grand final. Academy are going to be a map down in a best out of 5, so they need to find 3 without losing 2. It's going to be difficult, but good lord. Academy looked really, really good there, Toby.
They did. And they beat the favourites at a pastime, as I keep hitting home. I think Team Sick, you know, based on their performance yesterday, you'd probably give them the edge in terms of who's the favourite to win this one. Because clearly 3x Rowdy, they're perhaps not playing as good as hoped this whole tournament. You know, yesterday they would expected to go to the grand final. They didn't. They got knocked down immediately to Team Sick. And then a lackluster performance, you'd argue, against Academy Reunited. Meanwhile, of course, Academy, they're playing out their skin. They had a great European major themselves, but that was very convincing there. And the roster swap-ups seems to have really benefited them. I'm sure they'll be holding their heads very, very high going into the grand final now.
I'm looking forward to see what Slaps is going to do against Team Sick. They will meet them in the grand final, though, and let's figure out who is going to be that last team in the Summer Quarter Pro League.